Everybody hanging in there? Okay. Everybody's having a good time?
Yes.
All right. Everybody's half in the bag, quarter in the bag?
Jim is
All right. Jim is always all in the bag, or he would not be wearing that jacket. All right, so it's me again. Hi, how are you? Don't forget, like Jim said, support the bookstore. Owl's Nest is always amazing to us as local writers. Let's all try and be amazing to them and buy all these books. Especially the books on the back table there from the people that are bearing their souls for you this evening, including MJ and Colette, who writes tragedy for people who like to laugh, comedy for the melancholy, and erotica for men and women who like their fantasies real. She believes rules and hearts were made to be broken, ditto the constraints of genres, a lady after my own heart. The result, a whole new subgenre of her own, social realist erotica that is frenetic and complex and often funny and very well observed. Also, smoking hot, which is still the most important thing in erotica, romance, and life. Ladies and gentlemen, MJ and Colette.
The M stands for Magena. But for obvious reasons, I don't write under my real name. Do any of you know me in my professional capacity? You want to know what I do when I'm not writing erotica? I'm a legal affairs and business writer. So I actually just changed what I was going to read for you. Even as a erotica writer, I kind of have two things that I do. I'm involved with YYC Queer Writers, and we just had a launch here on Monday. We launched our third project, Screw Chocolate 2, and all three of our projects are back there. They're collections of writing that runs the gamut from filthy to sweet and romantic. The Screw Chocolate anthologies are a different take on love and Valentines, and I really encourage you to pick up those books and flip through them and, buy them. All the proceeds from the YYC Queer Writers projects, because I'm taller than Robin, go to Camp Firefly, which is a terrific local organization that helps queer kids stay alive. So every time you buy one of our books, you help a kid not end up like the character in Robin's story. So I was going to read you something filthy from my current release, which is called, I'm doing this thing called, the book is called Text Me Cupid, but I'm releasing it as 4 novellas. And the first one was called Messy Christmas. And yesterday I launched Delayed Valentine because I hate Valentine's Day. It's my second least favorite holiday. The only holiday that I hate more than Valentine's Day is Christmas. So I'm going to read you a piece from Queer Christmas in Cowtown, and it's called Therapy. There's some dialogue in it between me and my therapist. I don't want to read therapist Jane, so you're going to have to watch my cues and hope that I differentiate those two voices appropriately. But the first line belongs to the therapist. So, do you want to talk about your Christmas issues? I don't have Christmas issues. You do? I don't. Jane, I've read your books. The first one actually has a chapter called Worst Christmas Ever. In the second one, the cataclysmic disaster occurs at Christmas dinner. Actually, they make it through dinner fine. The explosion comes after. Splitting hairs, Christmas issues, you, severe. Shall we talk about them? No. Is this going to be another one of those sessions where you stare at me belligerently and at the end say, I don't know why I pay for this shit? Yes. Have you considered that this relationship isn't working and that you should get another therapist? No, I like you, and I'm just starting to get used to you. So perhaps by next Christmas, we will delve into your Christmas issues? Don't hold your breath. We fall silent, and I stare at the space just to the left of her ear. Not belligerently, but then I frown. Why did she say that, fucking bitch? I am not belligerent. I just have a very heightened sense of privacy. And she, who is she? A total stranger. However many degrees in listening to people bitch and whine about their shit she has hanging on her walls, she has not earned the right to hear my neuroses, no matter how much I'm paying her. I shift my gaze from the space beside her left ear to her actual ear, then to her eyes, belligerently. Belligerently, the therapist says. Have you considered that maybe you're just not very good at your job? Oh, Jane. When she says my name, she sounds like my grade 7 teacher, Mrs. Kapushniak. Looks a little like her, too, infatuated, excited, thinking I would finally be understood. I told Mrs. Kapushniak things. She betrayed me. Not at Christmas. I don't have Christmas issues. Want to share the thought? I scowl at her. She sighs. I've recently watched a ridiculous porn flick on kink.com in which the therapist heals the patient by first hypnotizing her and then ripping off her clothes and her own, and it was ridiculous, but hot. I look at her, Anne. She's invited me to call her Anne, not Dr. What's-Her-Face. I don't know that I ever call her either. I don't say, oh, Anne, the way she says, oh, Jane. Maybe I should. Anne? Yes? She's excited. She thinks I'm going to say something profound. I look at her again, try to cast her in that role. Suppose she wanted to seduce me. How would she go about doing that? I don't think she'd hypnotize me. She doesn't peddle hypnotherapy. Plus, fucking your hypnotized patients, probably not ethical. But if she wanted to seduce me, what would she do? Well, she couldn't be my therapist. Pretty sure that's not just unethical, but illegal. I mean, not against the law, but against the therapist law. Psychological law, you know what I mean. And if you don't, it doesn't matter. I know what I mean. And this is all happening inside my head. So, if she wanted to be my lover, say she decided that what was wrong with me required some deep sexual healing, some intense fucking all through the Christmas holidays, of course. The fucking cure instead of the talking cure. Oh, that's a good title for an erotic romance, no? Well, if she decided that, she'd first have to fire me, right? How would she do that? I'm serious, Jane. Maybe you need another therapist. Passive-aggressively, of course. Psychologists are manipulative like that. I look at her eyes, half obscured by thick-framed glasses, really a precise replica of the therapist's glasses in that porn flick. Is that what's going on here? Is she trying to get me to fire her so that she can ask me out? That's how it would play out in a sitcom. Or a romance novel. In a porno, we'd already be naked on the carpet. Her office has no couch. But this is real life. And so it's more complicated, awkward, drawn out. But maybe? The first few weeks, she'd say nothing when I fell silent, try to wait me out. Now, Jane, you'd really get more out of this if you talked, just a little, about anything. I look at the rug and wonder how rough it is. Would she end up with rug burn on her knees? On my back? Maybe we wouldn't end up on the rug. Maybe. No, not on the desk, so fucking cliche. Against the window? I bet she has just the teeniest exhibitionism fetish. She'd get off on that, her naked breasts pressed against the cold pane of glass. Oh, what an image. I'd love it. I should write that down. Jane? Could I have some paper and a pen? I write swiftly. Breasts, glass, cold, yes. Rug, too, for a bit. Not the desk. Some fun stuff with the chair. I make a sketch. We break her glasses, but she doesn't mind. Wait, Christmas tree in the corner. Let's topple it. That can be part of the climax. Yes! And somewhere in the middle of it, or at the end, I might tell her why I hate Christmas. Or not. I smile. She sees me smiling and smiles back. I won't ask to see it, but I'm so glad. I think that's a good first step. It makes sense for someone like you to get it down on paper first. I don't laugh. I smile, and I want to go home and transcribe my notes and finish my story, and maybe masturbate. Therapist, I really feel we made some progress here. Sure, progress. Yeah, I feel really much closer to you now. That's wonderful. So, do you think next week you'll actually talk? I smile, shake my head. I'm not coming back next week. I'm firing her ass. And then I'm going to ask her out for coffee. I expect things will progress very quickly. The first time we fuck, there will be a cold pane of glass involved. But no rug. Rug burn is not sexy in life. Not at all. And maybe, eventually, spent and exhausted from sex, elated and vulnerable, I will tell her about my Christmas issues. Probably not.